Alright guys, so really quick, in my desk, these two drawers are where I'm going to be keeping everything that I'm going to select through this Shop My Stash. So that is, like, I don't have a ton of space. This is where everything has to fit into. And as you can tell, I already have this first little insert filled up with sample products I'm testing out. And then just like staples, like my MAC Painterly paint pot, a lip balm, a couple of lip balms and stuff that like I just like to have on hand. And like lash glue, just like tools also, if you will. Eyeshadow primer, glitter glue, some sponges, things like that. So, not working with a ton of space. You'll also notice, so here's my messy desk right now. That box over there, in that red box, is everything or anything that is currently going in a project pan, and I basically just keep that box on the top of my desk as a reminder to use those products. So that being said, over here, we're going to start over here. I moved this out of, my makeup used to be everywhere, and it still kind of is, but I just recently got this storage container over here from Home Goods. So I got most of my makeup in here, but I still have a couple things in my room, like my palettes for the most part are still in my room, and then I have this other organizer which I'll show you that has the majority of my lip products in it. But we're gonna start here. Okay, so for primer, I already have a couple going in my project pan, so I really don't want to grab a ton more primer, but I am going to grab out the Professional. I recently, I'm trying to see if I'm still in focus. I've recently used this in a makeup I'm considering decluttering, and I have been using this just kind of to fill in like my forehead lines a little bit, and just been using this on my forehead. So I'm going to grab that kind of just for that reason. I know that it's used to minimize pores, but in and around like my T-zone and nose right now it's just too dry to be using this, but I have really been liking it on my forehead. And then I also, this is the only time of year that I can really get away with this Hourglass primer. This is the number 28 primer serum. This is super oily, or it's like an oily based serum, super hydrating, so amazing time of year to be using this. But you do have to be careful with the foundations that you are pairing this with, because this can tend to break up certain foundations. But I think I'm going to grab these two, and then I will stick with these as well as the ones going in my project pan and call it good on primer for the month. Okay, moving on to foundation. This is where I have my foundation stored. It's just on top of that little organizer. And right now I have 3 foundations going in 2 different project pans. So again, I really don't feel the need to grab too much out for foundations, but I do think that I am going to pull out this Stila Sheer Color Tinted Moisturizer on days that I work. I just used this in my Throwback Thursday video, which I believe would... I just used this in yesterday's Throwback Thursday video, and I actually really liked this. I've been looking for a nice lighter coverage foundation slash tinted moisturizer for work, and I really do like this. It's not the best shade match for me at the moment, but that's okay. I can still make it work. So I'm gonna pull this in, and then it's also been a little bit since I used my Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse foundation. I have mine in the shade Classic Ivory, so I think I'm gonna pull this, and then I'm actually almost all done, or I've almost completely used up the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I already have another one on deck, so I kind of just want to finish this up so I don't have so much foundation lying around. So I think I'm going to pull this in as well, and we will call it good with these 2 foundations on top of the other 2, or the other 3 going in my project pan, which is the L'Oreal Pro Glow, the Too Faced Born This Way, and the Dior Forever Skin. Okay, so then we're gonna go drawer by drawer, and the first drawer is my concealers and my powders. Now I do have 2 concealers going in my project pans, but I am going to grab this Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer, because as you can tell, I am almost done with this, and I would just like to kind of use this and get it out of my collection. This is one that I would consider repurchasing, but I am trying to whittle down my makeup collection a little bit and sort of decrease my makeup inventory numbers. So I would like to try and work on some of these and get them out of my collection. So I'm going to grab this, as well as this CoverGirl True Blend It's Lit. This isn't my favorite concealer, but it's a nice light coverage concealer on days that I'm going for like a no makeup sort of look, and I'm about halfway done with this. So again, I just like to work on this and try and get this out of my collection. This is not one that I would repurchase after completing. For powders, I have one pressed powder going in my project pan. I think I'm going to pull out a loose powder, and I think I'm going to pull out my RCMA no color powder. I just used this in my Throwback Thursday video as well, and I forgot how much I truly do love this powder. And then, oh, I'm also actually going to pull in my Hourglass, what do they call this again? Luminous Light Ambient Lighting Powder. This is just such a beautiful glowy powder. I like to wear this all over my face to kind of just give me an extra glow, especially paired with that Pro Matte, L'Oreal Pro Matte foundation. I really like this. And then I'm also going to pull my Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder. I've been using this to set my like chest area, so random, but I've been using that to set that so I don't get as much transfer onto like shirts or things like that. I don't know, just so random, but I'm going to pull this as well. Okay, moving on to bronzer. I do have the Becca Sunlit bronzer going in my project pan, which is pretty much the only bronzer I've been focused on this year. I'm also going to pull in my Hoola Quickie Contour Stick. I had this going on my 18 and 2018 project pan, and I am almost done with this. I mostly use this as a nose contour, but I do really like it for that reason, and I want to use this up and get this kind of out of my collection. I want to try the Fenty Matchstick over buying another one of these, and then like based on that we'll see. But I do really like contour sticks or like cream formulas for nose contour. Is there anything else I want to pull from here? Sorry you guys, it's like such a messy setup. I think I'm also actually going to pull my Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder. I believe I have mine in the shade Light, yes. In case, or I'm just going to pull this for days that I may want to contour. Okay, so then next up we have my blush drawer, and I have three blushes in two different project pans right now. I have so much blush, as you can kind of see. I'm trying to decide if I even really want to pull. Oh. I got this Note blush in a BoxyCharm of some sort, and this looks pretty. Maybe I'll pull this, and then for some reason I'm like really wanting to pull a MAC blush. I think I'm gonna pull this, which is MAC's Melba, which is just a really neutral blush. Here, let me see. My lighting I feel like is a bit intense. Anyway, just a very neutral blush. I'll call it good on blush, which brings us to highlight. And I have two drawers for highlights, and I also have one of the Cover FX Custom Enhancer drops currently going in my project pan, as well as the Fenty Beauty highlighter. I do think I want to pull a glow kit because it's been so long since I've used an ABH glow kit. I think I'm gonna pull this Sun Dipped one, and try and work on Moonstone as well as Summer. Oh my gosh, I forget how pretty this formula is. Yep, I'm gonna pull my Sun Dipped glow kit. Ooh, and then I also think I'm going to pull two more. I'm gonna pull this mini Bobbi Brown, which I picked up during the holidays. I don't know how, it's like a little bit on the subtle, well, not really. You can build this up pretty intensely. This is in the shade Pink Glow. It was just a mini, which I was super excited to find during the Sephora VIB sale this November. So I'm gonna pull that, and then I'm also going to pull my Laura Geller Charming Pink highlight, which is just also such a beautiful shade. So we're gonna pull those three highlighting things. Okay, so this drawer is gonna be like all of my single shadows and like shadow crayon sticks and things like that. That's actually really pretty. Normally, I don't typically use single shadows that often or shadow sticks. I actually really do want to try this Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in the shade Rose Gold. That's really pretty. I'm going to pull this. I also have my melt stack here. I do want to use this again. This is in the shade, I forget what the name of, oops. I forget what the name of this stack was, but it was the purple one, which is really pretty. Shoot, I don't know if I was in focus for that. Really pretty. I lost one of mine, like one of the actual like pieces, but I have the actual eyeshadow in one of my Z palettes. I'm gonna pull this. I have been playing with purples a lot, and I do want to experiment a little bit more with this. And then I forgot this Bobbi Brown cream shadow. I really want to pull. It's like a gold sort of green. It's gonna probably, I don't know, it'll probably look mostly just gold on camera, but it seriously looks so pretty. And I don't know if I've ever used this, even though it does look like I have used it quite a bit. I don't remember using it. So this is in the shade Goldstone. And then we have eyeliners, some more like eyeshadow quads slash single or trios. I have like my Tarte Chrome Pot, which I'm not going to pull. And then I have brow products back there as well, which I have my ABH brow powder that I'm going to be using. But I think I'm also going to pull my Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit in the shade 3. Okay, yeah, this is just old. I need to just declutter this, I feel like. Yeah, I need to just declutter this. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to pull this MAC brow pencil. This is their spiked, or maybe that's the shade, spiked eyebrow pencil. I'm going to pull this and see if I like this and just try a pencil out again. I just am so comfortable using my brow powder that it's hard for me to really do anything else with my brows. I have enough mascaras going right now, so I'm not gonna, actually I'm going to grab, I really do want to try the Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, so I'm gonna pull this and open this. And then as far as eyeliners are concerned, I think I'm going to pull this Makeup Forever eyeliner. It's just a beautiful nude shade. I love nude eyeliners. And then, oh yeah, I also have this Milk one that I purchased, and I have mine in the shade PTO, which is just like a really fun holographic duochrome sort of like purple, which I'm going to pull because again I've been doing some purple looks and I feel like this could be like a fun pop for that. I think that is going to be it for eyeliners. Actually, I'm also going to pull this, which is supposed to just be like a brow bone sort of highlight crayon. So I'm going to grab this and see if I can get some use out of this. And then the next drawer down is face palettes, which I don't think I'm going to pull any face palettes this month. I think I'm just going to leave this as is. And then I have 2 drawers with like newer stuff to me that I haven't tried yet. Some of these things have been in my collection way too long. This mascara I just need to open and put back, or put this in my mascara drawer. I've used this mascara before and love it. It's one of my favorites. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous Black. There's a couple blushes here, neither of which I'm really wanting to pull this month. I have this Ace Beauté palette, which I actually think I will pull and play around with this a little bit. This looks like a fun palette and I want to test this out, so I'm going to pull this. And then I also am going to pull this Suava Beauty liquid lipstick. It's a bright red color, but I do like red lips every now and again, so we're going to pull that. Looks like it might be a little streaky. I actually want to pull this Hank & Henry lipstick too. I love the shade on this. I think it is so pretty. So we're going to pull both those lip products. And then in this drawer, that's right, I have my MAC Strobe Cream, which I really, really want to try. I've had this in my collection for too long without trying it. This I've played around with some, but I just leave it in my drawer as a reminder to play around with it more. I will actually pull this. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Star Palette. This is a little bit of a letdown in my opinion, but I'm still going to pull it and play around with it this month. And then I think I actually also am going to pull this Physicians Formula Butter Blush, just because I haven't gotten to give this a try yet. And I'm definitely going to pull my ABH Sultry palette. I haven't played around with this yet, and this is so sad because I was so excited to get my hands on this. After some persuading, I didn't think I was originally going to buy this, but then I saw so many good reviews on it, I decided that I needed it. But then of course I still have yet to actually use this. So those are the new things I'm going to pull from my drawer. I also wanted to point out, you guys, up here are all of my palettes that I have in my 19 shadows in 2019. This sits right by my desk to remind me to use these palettes. But I'll take you guys quickly shopping through my palette collection. I'm not going to take you through my lip collection because they're just in a really weird place, super darkly lit. But I am going to be pulling in my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Madeline or Madeline. I'm going to pull in my Buxom Gloss in Sandy. And then I'm also going to pull in this Bare Minerals liquid or like matte lipstick in the shade Slay. I don't really care for this formula as a long-lasting liquid lipstick, but it's a super comfortable formula, and if you don't need it to last a long time, it's good. It's just been a while since I've used this. So those are gonna be the lip products that I'm pulling in. Okay, I keep my eyeshadow palettes in two separate places. This is my filming room, and these are my like lesser used palettes. I don't know why I have my lesser used palettes in my filming room, but I just do. And there's none of these that I'm really feeling obligated to pull this month, just because I do have so many eyeshadow palettes going in my 19 and 2019 like panning shadows that I just don't want to overwhelm myself with eyeshadow palettes each month. So I really only want to pull a couple in, and I've already pulled that Ace Beauté one as well as the Natasha Denona one, but I just wanted to show you guys I have these two shelves in my filming room where I keep palettes. And then so this is in my bedroom, and this is where I keep the rest of my eyeshadow palettes and a Buzz Lightyear toy and some pictures and like my Stila glitter and glows. But like I said, I think I only want to pull one or two other palettes. I think I'm going to pull a Dose of Colors one, and then I think I'm also going to pull that Pat McGrath palette. Okay, so I'm going to pull my Sassy Sienna's palette. This is what it looks like. I'm just kind of feeling like a really warm toned eyeshadow look this month. And then I'm also going to pull my Pat McGrath Sublime palette, Mini Sublime. I've used this a little bit, but not nearly enough, especially considering how much these cost. So I definitely want to play around with this a little bit more, because I did really like the way it performed the couple times that I have used this. And this palette, even though it's only 6 shadows, it really does inspire me. So I'm going to also pull this in this month. Alright, you guys, and after that, my makeup drawers are full, or full enough to my liking. I probably have a little bit more space that I could fill them up, but I don't want to overwhelm. Sometimes I feel like if my makeup drawers are too full or too overwhelming, then it just leads me to fall into the trap of like doing the same exact look every single day. So I feel really good about my picks for this month. I'm really excited to come back again in about a month or so and let you guys know how I felt about everything that I was using this month, and then repick some items. You guys will have to let me know what items you are using in your collection and really excited about this month. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to do so before you go. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.